What's good, everybody? Chris here again, Chris Goes Outdoors, and we're back today to talk about Appalachian Trail gear. In case you missed the video the other day, I will be hitting the Appalachian Trail this year. I'll be flying down to Georgia March 31st, hoping to be on the trail on the 1st or 2nd. Now in that video, a lot of the comments had requested a gear video, what I plan on taking. Thought it was a great idea, of course. Planned on doing it anyway, but I love watching them, so of course I'm gonna make one. But I wanna do mine a little bit differently. I'm gonna just show you kind of section by section as I 100% finalize the gear selection. So I'm gonna have a big 3 video, cook kit video, clothing video, etc., etc. And then right before I leave, I will do exactly what I'm taking. I'll have everything laid out for you so you can take a look. So with that said, today we're gonna start, and I'm gonna technically show you, I guess it would be the big 3.5, I suppose. We're gonna show you my backpack, shelter, and sleep system. So sleeping bag and sleeping pad. Let's do it. All right, so the big 3. This section of my kit is 99.99999% finalized. I have a couple different options I could go with for sleeping pad, but I'm almost 100% positive I'll be taking the one in the video. But let's start with backpacks. I'm going to be taking with me this guy right here. So this is a Z-Packs Arc Haul. So I've been using this pack extensively over the last couple months, mostly on day hikes, but on them I've been carrying my entire full loadout. It's been working great for me. I have very few complaints at all about this bag. I really like it a lot. This pack right here, I did get a bunch of the add-ons and stuff. So let me just run down the weight of the pack for you and the additional add-ons and the weight of them as well. So the pack itself weighs in at 24 ounces. I picked up the internal key pouch that you can unlatch, store some stuff, kind of use it as a wallet. That weighs 0.6 ounces. Picked up the trekking pole holders that are attached to the shoulder straps of the pack to stow your trekking poles. Those weigh in at 0.8 ounces total. Belt pouches on the hip belts. So for both of them is 1.5 ounces total. For both shoulder pouches I added on, it is 1 ounce total. And for the top side pockets, both, is 1 ounce total. Now, I do not intend on taking the top side pockets. I bought them almost specifically for winter use just to hold some additional gear. With that said, this entire pack weighs in at 1 pound 13 ounces with everything on them, and without the top shoulder pouches right here, it will weigh in at 1 pound 12 ounces. So yeah, I genuinely love this pack. I think it'll do great for me out on the AT. All right, next up, we're gonna talk about my shelter. I intend on taking this guy right here. This is the Z-Packs Solplex tent. I just picked this up relatively recently, and I really like the setup of this. I'm typically all about the freestanding, simple setup kind of tents. I own a Big Agnes Copper Spur UL2 that I was planning on taking. As I've mentioned before in some other videos, that tent is legit idiot proof. It's so easy to set up, and especially at the end of the day when you're tired, you don't want to mess with stuff, that thing will pop right up for you. But where the Big Agnes tent is nice and roomy, very easy to set up, it does weigh a little bit more, and when taking into account a long distance hike, I was really trying to be weight conscious. So that led me to check out the Solplex, and I really do love the setup of this. It was quick, painless, not an issue. First time I set it up, I essentially had to do no readjusting. So yeah, I'm gonna give the Solplex a shot. I think it'll fare pretty well for me out there. Enough room for a solo backpacker for sure, and super lightweight to boot. It needs 8 stakes to be completely staked out and 2 trekking poles. For stakes, I'll be taking 6 MSR groundhogs and 2 titanium shepherd's hook stakes. So the tent and its stuff sack weigh in at 15.5 ounces, which is, it's pretty crazy. That's under a pound. And factor in the stakes and the stake stuff sack, that weighs in at 2 ounces. So we're looking at 17.5 ounces for my entire shelter, which is it's cool with me. I'm good with that weight. Okay, and last but not least, I have my sleep system. I wanted to show both my sleeping bag and sleeping pad. And with sleeping bag, or technically sleeping quilt, I will be going with, can you guess? Can you guess what that is? Can you guess because everybody else on the planet seems to have one as well? That is the Enlightened Equipment 20-degree down quilt. I picked this up from their pre-made stuff, and I got mine in the long length and extra wide. It is 20 degrees and 850 fill power down. And underneath that, this was one of my things that I was kind of torn on, is the Thermarest Neo Air X-Lite. And I love this thing for the weight. It's extremely comfortable, weighs in at 12 ounces total. So, I mean, you can't really beat that as far as sleeping pads go. The only issue with this thing is, let me step on it quick. It may not sound too bad to you because of the microphone I'm using, but they're a little bit loud. This is the newer model, which is supposed to be slightly less loud, and I've had it set up in my living room, and I've literally just been sleeping on it and laying on it all the time, so trying to break it in a little bit. So I do have the option to take a Thermarest foam pad. I also have an REI Flash sleeping pad, but the Neo Air is definitely beating that one out at the moment, and will more than likely be the one I take on the trail. So in total, the sleeping bag weighing in at 21, it's technically 21.75 ounces, and the Thermarest weighing in at 12. My entire sleep system weighs in at about 33 ounces, which is 2 pounds, 1 ounce total, and it is extremely comfortable. I do also have a pillow I'll be taking with me. I have the Z-Packs pillow stuff sack. But I will include that with my clothing gear since I use that to hold all my clothing. And I do have a video about that pillow. If you want to check it out, I'll post a link right here. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for the Appalachian Trail Big 3.5, I suppose, whatever you want to call it, video. I'll put up the math somewhere, maybe right here, so you can see the entire layout of the weight. So yeah, I'm pretty sure the system will work out great for me. I have full confidence in the gear that I've picked as far as this aspect goes. So no real concerns for me anyway, but that'll wrap it up for today. If you enjoyed the video, I would greatly appreciate if you consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. Helps my videos appear more relevant for what you're searching for in YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram. It's kind of the only social media thing I update. And tune in for the next one, which I believe will be about my cooking system. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the trail.